Hello, this is Malorian, and this will be a 2,500 point game of my orcs against some other orcs. So the mission we got was this battle for the pass, which made both of us groan, but I had to be a little bit more layered than he was, it seemed. But anyway, this is kind of practice for a tournament coming up, so this is a list I'm looking forward to maybe using for that. On the left, I have my horde of black orcs. Behind them, I have the squig herd horde, a single troll. Then I have my savage orc big guns, big horde of them, and in there I have a great shaman. That's my general. He's the savage with the potion of toughness and also the shrunken head. Behind them, I have my night goblin bunker with my BSB. Big horde of 100 night goblins with one big boss in there with a great weapon. You can see my wolves already scouted up or vanguarded up, and I have some river trolls on the right. For his part, on the far left, he has something like 30 orcs. They're big guns with two hand weapons, and there's a war boss in there. Then he has a big long unit of night goblins with a level 2 shaman in there. Behind, you can see he has a dune diver and a lava. Then he has a little long unit of 20 archers, and behind them he has his black orcs, and he has a level 4 in there, and also his BSB. Then he has 20 shield orcs there in the middle. Then he has a pump wagon, and chariot. And I really wish I would have got a closer picture of those because they look fantastic. Like they're just going all crazy and all over the place, especially the savage one. Anyway, behind them are two chukkas, and on the right you can see some spiders kind of vanguarded up. For the terrain here, the one that the shield orcs are in, that's the swamp that can bring you in if you fail initiative test. The river that I put my river trolls into turned out to be a boiling river, so I'm going to have to get out of that right quick. Mysterious forest, and then also you can see that there is a temple of skulls. So looking at this, I'm just going to go up, try and bash them up, and we'll see what happens. Now, first of all, I want to apologize for this first picture. During this battle report, and I have another one, I accidentally had my camera on the wrong setting. It's on this night setting, so some of them are going to look a little wonky. Anyway, so luckily I won the first turn, and with that I was able to get my river trolls outside of the river, and now they're in that forest. You can see the one guy marking kind of where they are, and that's just a regular forest, so that's great. Otherwise, my wolves went up to pull out the fanatics from the one unit there, tried shooting the one that's kind of in front of me, didn't work. And otherwise, I just kind of moved up. Pretty simple stuff. Magic phase, I was able to get off the Foot of Gork on his big guns on the left, killed something like 12, and then also got off the one on my shaman, so he has +3 attacks, +3 strength, so not too shabby there either. So his orcs turn 1, nothing really happened too much. He charged my wolves, I fled and got away. One of his fanatics killed itself, the other one, well, I can't even remember what it did. It didn't really do anything though. Oh, it's just kind of spinning in front of me. Otherwise, he moves up, didn't get into contact. You can see his spiders flanking me on the right there. His shooting scatters, and the only real magic that matters is that he gets off the one spell there on his night goblins. They're up to one where, they all kind of having light cover and have to take dangerous terrain if I charge them. And yeah, this is my worst picture of the two battle reports, so just bear with me with this one. So, not too much happened in this one. It's a little bit of combat. My river trolls ran into one of the pump wagons, destroyed it, ran into the other one. My wolves rally, zip around, jump on that one remaining fanatic, which kills off my wolves, but the main thing is that it's out of the way of my savages. My great shaman actually takes a risk. I pray to the chaos gods, and I now have a 4-wound great shaman. And otherwise, I didn't want to charge them because I don't want to take these difficult terrain things, and I felt I was breaking through on the right, so I had no big need to rush up. So my troll's just moving up to try and make sure he doesn't double team my black orcs, and otherwise I'm just kind of sitting pretty. So his turn 2, he has his spider zip across and try and hit the flank of my night goblin horde, but I hold and I combat reform to face him. His chariot hit into my river trolls, and I went and destroyed them both, so that was fantastic. He has his one night goblin archers, which are moving up just to try and block me. He went and charged in with his night goblins, just kind of holding me up there. Oh, no, sorry, he charged the troll, beat it, and then overran into my Black Orcs. And then you can see that actually he got off that hand of Gork and teleported his big guns and his war boss to behind my line. So now that they're pinned in there, my Black Orcs are in a very bad spot. So my turn 3, the Night Goblin Horde finished off the spiders on the right. The trolls, the river trolls, go and flank the shield orcs and beat them, run them down. My savages hit the flank of his little archers there. I kill like 11, but then he rolls double ones to hold me up, so that was no good. Otherwise, I just kind of moved over or reformed my squigs to face him, so he can go and hit my Black Orcs, but I'm gonna get him back. And in fact, actually, after I beat the Night Goblins in combat, my Black Orcs also combat reformed to turn around, give their rear to the Night Goblin, but at least I can fight off those big ones as best I can. I should also mention that I've gone for Foot of Gork 2 more times. Last turn it scattered off, and this time I put it on those big guns, and we're laughing, oh, it's going to scatter right onto my Black Orcs. And it did scatter towards them, but luckily for me, it was just enough to put it in that little area between the two of us, and nobody got hit. So his turn 3, he's loving that Hand of Gork. He goes and teleports the Black Orcs to being behind me, but that turned out to be not so great, because then when I beat eventually those archers in combat with my savages, I just combat reform to turn around and face them. His big guns with his war boss go and charge my Black Orcs. Turns out that his guy actually has the battle axe, the last Wa, so he's pretty crazy. I put up an okay fight, but I mean, what are you gonna do? My Black Orcs got beaten, ran down by the Night Goblins, while meanwhile the big guns go and combat reform to face me. And my turn 4, I charge in here with my Savage Orcs, and this kind of really hurt. I went for the Here We Go, the rerolls, and unfortunately I miscast, did the big Strength 10 template, killed a good number of my savages. Actually, well, I mean, that's 5+ ward saves a lot, but in the end it also killed off my guy, so I now have no magic and no general. So, I mean, good thing I'm in a good spot in the game, because otherwise this is a really bad thing to happen. The other bad thing that happened this turn is that my squigs failed animosity and picked a fight with my bunker. The only nice thing is that before my shaman went and blew his head off, he went and Hand of Gorked my squig herd to being back there. So at least now they're in a better spot. They're not going to be dual charged. Now they can be doing some nastiness. My river troll is moving over. My big horde of Night Goblins is kind of reforming. And as you can see, the Savage Orcs went and beat what were they? The Black Orcs. So now his Black Orcs, his BSB, and that level 4 is all gone. And I forgot to say it before, but back when his Night Goblins charged my troll killed his level 2. So now there's 0 magic in the game anyway. His turn 4, his big guns go and charge my bunker there, and I just flee and get away. Otherwise, his Night Goblins just turn around to go and block my squig herd there. My turn 5, the squig herd, the way he had it set up, I actually hit a flank, so I destroyed those Night Goblins and then just let them break while I just combat reform to face the big guns and the war boss, because that's where the real points are. My bunker had rallied, and my savages just reformed to be facing his war machines up there. His turn 5, his big guns figure why try and charge when I'm just going to flee again and then offer up a rear to my squigs. So they just reform to face me. His other Night Goblins just keep on fleeing. And, the whole time his war machines have been shooting at me, but they just don't really do that much. And then my turn 6, this is the only picture for it. Basically, I charge in. Again, remember I said that his guy has the battle axe last Wa. He rolled a 1 again. Both fights, his guy only rolled a 1 for how many, extra attacks and strength he got. But anyway, he killed a few me with that guy. But then my attacks back, before the big guns went to go, almost wiped out the big guns. So I beat these guys, they break, I run them down, and obviously that's the game. So, victory to my Orcs. Looking back, the reasons why it happened is I think, for starters, I think I had a much more solid list. I had all those big old great hordes there and everything. They're going to be doing all the massive damage. He got kind of unlucky with his war machines there, but otherwise, things just kind of worked out great for me. I just kind of forced my way up, even given the bad deployments and with the river there and everything. And once I got in there, ripped things apart, so that even by the time that my general exploded and killed himself, it didn't really matter. I was just kind of already in a great position. So anyway, thanks for watching, and there'll be another one coming up right away.